morning. So I start pretty much every day with the same breakfast because I don't want to start my day having to solve a problem or make a decision. I just want to kind of go on autopilot when I wake up. And so lately I've been having peanut butter and banana toast with a smoothie if I have the stuff to make a smoothie. If not, I have some oranges in the fridge. And if I don't have banana, then it's just peanut butter toast. That's been working really well for me. I like to reduce decision fatigue as much as possible. Yeah, in the mornings I'll have my breakfast, and this is when I'll respond to emails and respond to YouTube comments and Instagram comments and messages and things like that. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to prepare and get ready for an interview and like a chat with Jamey Stegmaier. So he invited me to be on his YouTube channel and chat about a few different things. I suggested talking about applying atomic habits and habit building for board game designers. I made a video about that, and I think it's one of the most impactful things that I've talked about on this channel. And so since he has such a big audience, so if you don't know, Jamey Stegmaier is the owner of Stonemaier Games, and he has like 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. And so he's a pretty big designer and publisher. And so I'm pretty nervous to meet him for the first time, but then also speaking to quite a large audience. He said we're only gonna be talking for 20 minutes, so it might be a little tight to fit everything in. Then I also wanted to talk about how his book has a huge impact on my life. He wrote a book called A Crowdfunder Strategy Guide, and if you're thinking about doing a Kickstarter, honestly, it should be required reading. And so I was going to do a Kickstarter. I was going to self-publish one of my games when I was first starting to get serious about board game design about 10 years ago. And I read his book, and after that decided it's not for me, because he's very transparent about everything that goes into running a Kickstarter. And while some people would read that and then they would be more well equipped to then do a Kickstarter, for me, I ultimately decided it was too much to put on my plate with a day job and with also still trying to focus on actually designing games. Anyway, I won't go too much into it because I'm going to be talking about it with Jamey. But so we're going to be talking about basically the impact his book had on my trajectory, where I decided to pitch games to publishers rather than self-publish. And then he said he also, if we have time, he wanted to talk about how I've designed a range of different kinds of games. He said that that's something that he would like to maybe discuss. The chat is in less than an hour. I want to go over the points that I wanted to talk about and just kind of get centered. I might do a power pose because yeah, I'm a little nervous, but I just need to remember he's just another human, and not all 50,000 of his subscribers will be watching us. You know, I just need to remember it's just two people having a conversation. Nice and chill, nice and chill. So that's what I'm focusing on right now. Wish me luck. Thanks so much for having me. I think that went well. I had fun. You never know till you watch it back. I think I can be a bit like hard on myself, and then I'll watch it back and be like, oh, that was fine. Yeah, it was good. It was really great to meet Jamey for the first time. Super nice. And I love just talking about board game design, as you know. So I just kind of get into the flow and then just kind of forget about being nervous. But let me know if you go over to that video and what you think about what I said. After I do things like this, I feel like my adrenaline is pretty high and I just need to kind of breathe. If I had a bit more time, I would go for a walk ideally, but I have another meeting in just over an hour and I need to have lunch. And then I need to prepare for my meeting at 1 o'clock. And so this is a one-on-one session with another designer. And so I'm going to review, I always ask people when they book a one-on-one session with me to give me context about what they want to talk about. So I'm going to review again what they sent me about what they want to talk about and start thinking about some points that I want to make sure I go over with them. I think we need to go for a walk after that. I was going to try and go right into another thing that I need to do today, but no, I think I really want to go outside. It looks like a beautiful day and I just need to move. So yeah, we're gonna come down, we're gonna chill, maybe I'll put some chill music on, have some lunch and prep for our next meeting. I just want to say how much I genuinely enjoy meeting with you, chatting with you, having these one-on-ones. I always just leave these conversations feeling so inspired by all of you. You all are doing such cool stuff. It's just so fun to hear about all the different things you guys are working on. After the call, I did see that the Golden Geek Awards were announced for Board Game Geek. My game, Blob Party, was nominated for Best Party Game, which is so cool. It did not win, and it is not a runner-up, which is fine. You know, obviously it is a bit disappointing, but I definitely always try to keep my expectations low and my hopes high. So I was not expecting to win. I'm glad that came out because I had been refreshing Board Game Geek all day and yesterday to see if they had announced the winners. Thanks everyone who voted for Blob Party. I really appreciate you, and whoever nominated Blob Party, you're awesome. It's definitely time to go outside and get some fresh air and go for a walk. So let's go. I'm just so grateful to live in one of, if not the most beautiful cities in the world. Like, I truly love Vancouver so much, and I really try to appreciate where I live every day. But one thing I like to do after I take these walks is a bit of like a grounding exercise where I count all of the ships I can see out in the water. Then I pick my favorite and I try to stare at it for 10 seconds without getting distracted by my thoughts. You would think that's a fairly easy thing to do. It is not. I actually have never been successful at doing this. It's just really amazing how much you realize how you're constantly thinking about so many different things. So let's see if we can do it together. Did you do it? All right, let's chill here for a little bit and let's get going. Okay, I am going to now work on a top secret game I can't tell you about, unfortunately, but I need to create content for the game, and then I want to lay it out, print it, and cut it because I want to play test it this weekend. So I'm going to give myself 2 hours in 1 hour increments to create content for 120 cards, lay them out, print, and cut. I'm going to do it in 2 hours. To make this task more enjoyable, not that I don't enjoy it, but to make it even more enjoyable, I'm going to play some of my favorite music, and I'm going to set a timer because I enjoy having that challenge, and I'm going to reward myself once I've completed it with a puzzle. That will be my reward once I do it. So I have my puzzle sitting right there as a reminder of what I get to do once I finish this task. All right, let's go. Okay, I have thought of 175 cards, and my goal was to make 200 cards. I'm almost there. It's definitely doable. I almost always underestimate how long things will take me, but I think this is reasonable. So I still need to think of more content, and then I need to lay it out, and then I need to print it and cut it, and I'm gonna try to do all of that in 1 more hour and be done. right, I did it. I was a few minutes over the 2 hours, but not too bad actually. So that was pretty cool. I was actually kind of accurate with realistic time expectations. Here's the game. It is teeny tiny. Like, I don't need huge cards, and I have some blank ones so we can make some new cards during the playtest if needed. Very excited to playtest this weekend. And as I was laying out the cards in Google Draw, so I was bringing the content from a Google spreadsheet into Google Draw, and I realized it makes a lot more sense to make a table for the outline of the cards. I've made some tutorials about how to use Google Draw to prototype games, and I was laying out each individual square one at a time. And making a table in Google Draw is a lot easier to set up, first of all, but secondly, you can very easily copy and paste from the spreadsheet into the table. So it took me no time at all to copy over the content from the spreadsheet to the table in Google Draw. I might need to make a new tutorial for that because that saved a ton of time. But yeah, so thanks so much for following along on my day today. I think I'm gonna wrap up here. I'm gonna do my puzzle and have some dinner and just kind of wind down. Thanks so much for following along. Every day is different, so I'm glad you got to follow along on today. Did some pretty cool stuff. I wasn't just like editing a video for 12 hours straight. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much for following along. Have a great night and see you later.